and cooling weather desk. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Brian, thanks very much. Let's take a look at that radar and just see what's going on in the St. Louis region before we start the show. We have had some rain moving in. Now, most of that is just to the north of us here in downtown St. Louis. We are getting some rain in St. Louis. Granite City probably getting the heaviest within the immediate area, but in St. Charles, just north of St. Charles, moving its way into that area, some heavy rain, as well as to the north in Grafton, Illinois. They are getting dumped on right now. Grafton and Elsa, Illinois, right along the river into Alton. We'll be watching it closely as heavy rain moves through the area, and then another batch is expected in at about 12:30 this afternoon before we clear up. But again, we are in an extreme heat warning. Right now, once again, in downtown St. Louis, we're already at 83 degrees. It's 10:06. I'm Tom Ackerman, KMOX News.
The pitch. He swings, and he hits it high, deep to center field. That's back. That's a goner. The first swing in the big leagues. How about that? Joshua Baez goes yard. All Pete Crow Armstrong could do was turn around and wave it goodbye to the bleachers.
3-2 delivery. Change up, and that's hammered down the left field line. Towards the corner. He did it again. Are you kidding me? A 3-2 pitch, and he hammers it into the bleachers in left field.
The pitch. A swing, and there's a drive, and that's hit well to right field. That's deep to right. That ball is gone. That ball is gone. Unbelievable. 3 at-bats in the big leagues. 3 home runs for Joshua Baez. A 3-run lead for the Cardinals. He is homer to center, homer to left, homer to right. Oh, my goodness.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Well, when you go to the ballpark, you just never know what you're going to see. They've been playing Major League Baseball since 1876, and this is the first time in the history of Major League Baseball and the Negro Leagues, for that matter, that the player has hit a home run in the first 3 at-bats of his Major League career. What a day yesterday. Tom Ackerman with you, and we are going to have a lot of Joshua Baez coverage, as you can imagine, right here on the home of the Cardinals. Those calls right there from John Rudy and Ricky Horton are historic. They will go down in baseball history, in Cardinals history, in our history here at the radio station. And if you were witnessing the game yesterday, you'll never forget where you were. It was an incredible moment for Joshua Baez, a player who was drafted when he was 18 years old in 2021 in the second round. And with his family and friends, can you imagine how fast did the Cardinals get everybody there and get jerseys on them? There were 30-plus in the seats partying, and that was the most beautiful thing of all, was seeing Baez embrace his mom and the tearful embrace. You know, he lost his father not long ago in 2023, and he is a player who has a lot of talent, but he plays with a lot of passion and emotion, and he believed in himself. 5 years ago, when he stood at Busch Stadium, he talked to reporters and said that he looked at himself and thought he could be here in a couple of years. Well, it took 5 years, but it was a player who had a lot of power, and as he has mentioned numerous times over the last 8 months or so, since we first started talking to him at the winter warm-up, he has been working on becoming a complete player. And that wasn't just hitting home runs and cutting down on strikeouts. That was running the bases. That was doing things to help his team win when he went 0 for 4. That was making plays in the outfield. That was preparing the right way. That was learning how to go through slumps and get himself better. That was dressing professionally and carrying himself as a professional. This is an individual, Joshua Baez, who wanted to be great and wanted to be one of the great players. And now he's going to go down in history after one game as a player that will be part of Wrigley Field lore forever, and certainly part of Cardinals lore. Now it's up to him, of course, and I think he's up to the task to take this to a level that the Cardinals can see him for many, many years doing incredible things. And then the other thing is the fans. You know, the fans have been unbelievably patient. They've been waiting for a star, a moment. They saw Jordan Walker do it in the home run derby. They saw J.J. Weatherholt break out this year. They've seen Alec Burleson become a middle-of-the-order force. They've seen some good pitching start to make its way up to the major league level and establish itself. But this right here is something very special. I mean, when's the last time you stood and watched or listened to this game and were just jaw-dropped in silence, stunned? And that was the third home run. I mean, that was me, at least. I mean, I was sitting there with my daughter in our living room, and I just froze when that ball went over the wall and right. I could not believe it. The first home run, when Boyd threw the fastball, I thought that's going to be trouble. He's going to swing at that, because I thought they would throw him all off-speed breaking stuff, knowing he's a fastball hitter. Well, here comes a fastball after he threw to first, and that ball was rocketed out. I didn't think he'd hit a 449-foot home run. I thought he'd take a swing at it. He did all right. Then the second one, that is a classic Joshua Baez, what he did in the minor leagues, just barreling it as hard as he can, and that ball screamed out to left. And then the third one, I just froze. I mean, it's just, for the fans out there who've been waiting a long time for this, your patience has been rewarded. It is time to celebrate something very special that's happened with the Cardinals, and now back to business. This is a work in progress. It is a project, and it's one that I think is very, very special. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm glad you enjoyed some highlights just to get us started. But when we come back, we're going to go to Wrigley Field and hear from Joshua Baez. We'll hear from some reaction. We'll get into what this means to the Cardinals. And, by the way, Burley hit one, Blaze hit one. Cardinals won the game. They hit 5 bombs. They pitched pretty well, and now they have themselves a chance to win a series. Hey, you know what? It's okay to enjoy and smile and have some fun, and I know all of you were doing that yesterday. How about we do it again today? Back in a moment. Sports on a Sunday morning, right here on the home of the Cardinals, KMOX.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If your home has been the place everyone gathers this summer, you already know how much the little things matter. The sunlight pouring through the windows, the patio door that's constantly opening for kids, friends, and family. The front door welcoming everyone from neighbors to weekend guests. Those everyday moments deserve windows and doors that are just as beautiful as the memories being made around them. That's why so many homeowners choose Renewal by Andersen for beautifully crafted replacement windows and doors designed for lasting comfort, energy efficiency, and timeless style. And for a limited time, take $385 off every replacement window and $785 off every replacement patio or entry door, with flexible financing available. Now is a great time to invest in the home you love. Scheduling your free window and door diagnosis couldn't be easier. Just dial pound 250 on your mobile phone and say the keyword Windows. No phone number, no searching online, just pound 250 and the keyword Windows. Renewal by Andersen. Superior products, exceptional service.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
After a serious car crash, the bills start piling up fast, and the insurance company isn't looking out for you. That's why you need Cantor Injury Law in your corner. Call 314-628-9999 or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com. Injured, you can count on Cantor.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision that should not be based solely on advertisements.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. The Estates of Post Farms is another one of our exciting new communities in the fast-growing city of O'Fallon, located on Highway N just west of Duello Road. You'll love our trails, lakes, playground, and pickleball courts. Select a spacious estate lot, and we will build a luxurious designer series home for you with our legendary quality and personal service. Located within the acclaimed Wentzville School District. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. It's time to move up to McKelvey.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning, presented in part by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
All right, hope you enjoyed our highlight montage and our discussion just out of the gate about Joshua Baez. Now let's get to Wrigley Field and our full coverage of yesterday's historic day, starting with our broadcasters.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
I'm John Rooney, and at Wrigley Field yesterday, all I can say is, welcome to the big leagues, Joshua Baez. The pitch. He swings, and he hits it high, deep to center field. That's back. That's a goner. The first swing in the big leagues. How about that? Joshua Baez goes yard. All Pete Crow Armstrong could do was turn around and wave it goodbye to the bleachers. Baez followed that with a home run in the 4th inning. He homered to right field in the 6th. So a homer to center, a homer to left, a homer to right. The last time up, he lined out to Ian Happ in left field. 3 for 4, no strikeouts in his major league debut. Blaze Jordan and Alec Burleson also hit home runs as the Cardinals evened the series at a game apiece and the season series with the Cubs at 6-6. 8-4 was the final score. Michael McGreevy the winner, Matthew Boyd the loser. The Cardinals go for the series win today behind Hunter Dobbins, and we're on the air at 1:20.
John, thanks very much, and terrific job by John on those calls, along with Ricky Horton and Chip Carey and Brad Thompson. They were excellent as well on the TV side of things. Let's hear from the man of the hour, Mike Claiborne, visiting with Joshua Baez on the field at Wrigley.
An epic day here at Wrigley Field. Joshua Baez, you did something no one's ever been able to do before. What's going through your mind right now?
Oh my God, so many things, but like the only thing that I'm just thinking about, it's just my family. They're here, and 30 of my family members came, and I'm just so happy for them to see me here play.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, about the family members and all the people who were responsible for you being here today. Walk me through the at-bats, because you hit a changeup, you hit a fastball, you hit a slider. I mean, they were throwing everything at you. You seem to have an answer.
Yeah, I feel like I was just trying to stay calm and just trust my eyes. Not really trying to do too much, just kind of letting kind of the adrenaline just take over, and just having fun.
I thought your patience in your second at bat, there were a couple of pitches, back foot sliders that you didn't swing at. I thought that was a difference in telling me that A, you're going to be patient, B, you were seeing the ball well.
Yeah. I was just trying to get the ball up and away. He was throwing stuff, in and out, up and down. So I was just trying to stay to my zone.
For you right now, you have so many people to think about. Who are you going to call, because all your family and friends are here?
Well, the people that are not here. So I'll probably just have them come and just like take pictures and enjoy it.
Enjoy this day, my friend, and may you have many more like it. Congratulations on being part of history.
Hey, great. Thank you so much.
All right, he's Joshua Baez. We're going to do this a few more times before it's all over with, and he is our player of the game.
Mike Claiborne, thanks very much. To the manager's office, and Chip Carey with Ollie Marmol.
Ollie, they say in our game, if you stick around long enough, you'll see something you've never seen before. We just saw Major League history today. 3 homers in your first 3 big league at-bats.
That was gosh, that was incredible to watch. It really was. And you look at the dugout and just this kid brings something really cool to this clubhouse. And then for him to come into his first game and show out the way he just did was fun. There's a lot of smiling. There's a lot of that was really, really cool to watch.
3 different homer styles. First pitch, battles back in the second one, then goes opposite field for the third one. That's really, really rare.
Yeah, and it just showed a decent amount of his skill set. He goes first pitch, right center field, and then pulls one, and then coming back from a 0-2 count to 3-2, and then going backside. But he's got tremendous power. And here's the reality, man. He brings this, I'll keep it simple, an edge to his game. And we have a lot of that in this clubhouse, and you add another guy with that type of mentality, this is going to be fun to watch.
You got a chance to win another series.
Yeah, and we need to. These guys are committed to the remaining part of this year, but also to what we're building. And if you're watching closely and the pieces that are being added slowly, but this is going to be fun to watch for a long time. But today was a special day.
Just the history that was made here with Baez becoming the first player to hit 3 home runs in his first 3 at-bats in the major leagues. 23 years old, called up from AAA Memphis. The official announcement was earlier in the day, and then he hits the first pitch he sees 449 feet away into the Wrigley Field bleachers. Then he homers in his next 2 at-bats. He powers one over the left field wall, and he hits one over the right field wall and drives in 5 runs. Blaze Jordan and Alec Burleson hit solo home runs in this game, and the Cardinals win a day after dropping the opener of the 3-game series. Baez, the first player to homer for St. Louis in his first career plate appearance since Lane Thomas in June 2019. Throughout that game, there were so many notes that were being thrown at us, including Keith McDonald homering in his first 2 with Adam Wainwright connecting on the first pitch that he saw in his career as a pinch hitter, but then Baez surpassing everybody by tagging Matthew Boyd for all 3 home runs. He drove his first just majestically deep into the left center field bleachers that will be seared in our minds forever, and then he did it 2 more times. The series ends this afternoon. The Cardinals sent Hunter Dobbins against a right-hander now that Baez will have to face, assuming that Baez is in the lineup. I'm going to take a look at it. Edward Cabrera, 5-4 with a 5.10 ERA. And the Cardinals will be facing the Chicago Cubs today. I do not see a lineup submitted just yet. We'll continue to watch. Again, the Cardinals aren't even at the ballpark yet. They are just hopping on the bus and heading over there. But I assure you this, the throng of media will grow and grow, including today up in Chicago. Now, the Cardinals don't come home until August 25th. This is a long road trip. So the Joshua Baez show is going to take them from Chicago today to Cincinnati tomorrow. And they actually play 5 games in Cincinnati. They're going to play a doubleheader tomorrow. The first one is at 12:40, and the second one is at 5:40. Then they'll play on Tuesday. Again, this is not that far of a drive for you, Cardinals fans, if you want to get to Cincinnati, if you didn't make it to Chicago or couldn't snag a ticket. I think tickets are available in Cincinnati, last I checked. So you can go to the game on Tuesday as well, 5:40. Wednesday, they play at 5:40. And then it's an early game on Thursday, the 20th in Cincinnati at 11:40. Then the Cardinals and the Joshua Baez Road Show will go to Philadelphia, and they'll play 3 games there before taking a day off on August 24th. And Baez would be in line to make his home debut on August 25th against the Baltimore Orioles. I would imagine that tickets are selling like hotcakes for that game, but we'll get an update from the Cardinals when we get it. They play the Orioles the 25th, 26th, and 27th, and then they'll host the Pirates that last weekend of August. Now, as for the standings, after all of this, where are the Cardinals in the standings, you ask? They do have a lot of work to do. Now, we know that this is a big picture item here, that Joshua Baez is a piece of the future, just like Weatherholt and Walker and Mason Wynn and Alec Burleson and some of these pitchers that are starting to establish themselves. Plus, you look deep into the minor league system right now, you don't have to actually look that far to see Rainiel Rodriguez. He's their number one prospect. This guy, Baez, was considered their 3, according to a number of publications. Rodriguez 1. But if you look at Rodriguez and Jesus Baez, by the way, who is a shortstop, could play third base. Frias and Ragsdale, who the Cardinals just got from the Diamondbacks, they have firepower. Bernal can hit. And then if you look at and there are others too. I'm just going to go down just a few. If you look at the pitchers that are coming that I keep referring to, Quinn Matthews, Liam Doyle, Tanner Franklin, Brandon Clark, Durangelo Sainja, Takoa Roby, Cooper Jerpy, on and on and on it goes. They have built themselves quite a group here for the future, but leading SportsCenter today ahead of all the NFL training camp. I was actually a little bit surprised that ESPN did a 4 or maybe even a 5-minute block on Baez to open SportsCenter this morning. That could also be the fact that they have a game today, the Cardinals and Cubs. ESPN's carrying the game on ABC, ABC/ESPN. Ty Pete, there's another name that I just thought of that could also be part of the future, and on it goes. So it's pretty fun, I would say. The Cardinals and the Cubs today at 2:15 will have a 1:20 pregame. We will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll shift our attention to soccer. We will also be talking about golf, because the BMW Championship is going to be here next week. In fact, they start their first practice round in 2 days. We're going to hear from Tony La Russa, the Hall of Fame manager, will join us live today at 11:15. Chaim Bloom at 11:30, Bernie Miklas at 11:45, and I'm also pursuing a very special guest. So we'll see if we can mix him in, and we'll keep that a surprise until we can possibly get him. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. It's coming up on 10:28. But first, James, could you let us hear from the Gateway Grizzlies and what they were able to do as well? And then we will have ourselves some soccer discussion coming up after the break.
I'm the voice of the Gateway Grizzlies, Jason Garrett, and this edition of Grizzlies Rewind is presented by the Sauget Diner. On Saturday night at Arsenal BG Ballpark, the Grizzlies exploded out to a 5-run lead in the first inning and held on at the end for a 6-5 win over the Ottawa Titans, clinching the weekend set. Gateway started off strong against Ottawa starter Kai Hampton. As 3 batters into the game, Bryson Horn made it 1-0 on an RBI single before Darrell Lee doubled the lead to 2-0 on the next pitch. Jose Alvarez's 3rd RBI single of the series would make it 3-0, and Sawyer Smith and Brennan Orff would collect RBIs as well in the first to complete the scoring. Ottawa would chip away at the early deficit, scoring single runs in the 2nd and 5th innings, before Jose Alvarez stepped up again and made it 6-2 with a solo home run to right in the bottom of the 6th. That would prove to be the winning run as well, as after a 3-run homer by Taylor Wright made it 6-5, the Titans put the tying and lead runs on base in the 8th inning. Matt Hickey would come in and save the day as the veteran Grizzlies reliever struck out Thomas Ferragamo to strand the 2 base runners and then worked around 1 base runner in the 9th to strike out the side and earn the 4-out save. The win marked the first time that Gateway had won the first 2 games of any given series since early June, and it gives them a chance to go for the 3-game weekend sweep on Sunday afternoon with first pitch at 1:05 Central Time. All the action can be heard on the Grizzlies Media Network, powered by Odyssey.com and the free Odyssey app.
Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair is offering 50% off labor on qualifying projects. If you're seeing cracks, leaks, or sinking concrete around your home, don't wait. Let the Helitech experts identify the problem and provide proven solutions to protect your home and your investment. Call Helitech or visit helitechonline.com to schedule your free inspection today.
Heal your home with Helitech.
The Cardinals' conversation doesn't end when the game does. Watch the Gas House Game, Redbird Rush Hour, Sports Open Line, and sports on a Sunday morning, whenever and wherever you want. Plus, exclusive conversations with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol, president of baseball operations Chaim Bloom, players, broadcasters, and baseball insiders. Subscribe today to the KMOX Sports YouTube channel because Cardinals fans deserve a front row seat.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are talking to Dr. Premal Thacker.
So we're trying to actually educate our general surgeons if you're getting a hernia repair or a gallbladder out and a woman is done with childbearing, even if they don't have an elevated risk for the development of ovarian cancer, to really get those fallopian tubes out. So we're on a mission to try to prevent ovarian cancer.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
I've noticed over the last 15 years, no, let's just say 10 years, how astronomical the prices to heat and cooler homes are for the equipment. Because there was a time when you would call me and it was affordable. If you have a house and you want air conditioning and you just want it to cool your house and you want to heat your house, I have a system that I made a special buy on that will do just that and save you money. Common sense will tell you if you just replace your old, and I'm talking 15, 20, 25, 30, 35-year-old system with a new system, you're going to save big dollars. If you're interested in that, call me. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois. It's 314-293-2600. Again, it's Bart Inman, 314-293-2600. God bless.
We often hear the words retirement and annuity used in the same sentence, but it's important to know that not all annuities are the same. If you're not sure, it may be time for an annuity X-ray. Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group can review your annuity. Call Steve at 636-230-8824 and at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Did you hear my daughter Katie got Camper of the Week?
That's a big deal.
We got a big deal, too. Right, Mom?
Honey, shh.
What's that?
Okay, that Hyundai Santa Fe, I only paid...
Nice.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or 1.9% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson, Tucson Plug-in Hybrid, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Hybrid. During the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end September 8th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
In St. Louis, the weather can change in an instant. Stay prepared for whatever Mother Nature throws your way. When weather threatens, the KMOX Storm Center has expert forecasts and live reports here to keep you safe and informed. Don't get caught off guard. Know your weather. Sponsored by
Saliga Heating and Cooling.
Seeing more bees, wasps, or hornets around your home? Carpenter bees can damage wood structures, and wasps and hornets often hide nests inside walls. Don't risk getting stung. Let Rottler Pest Solutions protect your home and family. Call Rottler today or visit Rottler.com.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Presented in part by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Our Joshua Baez coverage continues here on KMOX in just a moment as the Cardinals play the Cubs this afternoon at 2:15. Right now, let's shift our attention to soccer before we get to SLU. Let's hear from City.
St. Louis City SC keeps climbing the Western Conference table, going on the road Saturday night and beating third-place San Jose 3-1. Daniel Edelman got City started in the 8th minute before Simon Betcher added a brace, scoring in the 27th and again in the 55th. It was City's first match since Marcel Hardo's departure from the club, but the attack didn't miss a beat. And after questions earlier this season about why City was creating chances but struggling to score, head coach Juan DeMay had a pretty simple answer for what's changed.
We work. It's as simple as that. You asked me the same question 5 months ago, like why are we not scoring goals? Why we are creating all those opportunities? Where 4 or 5 months later, the same players are out on the pitch, we're scoring goals. It's the work that the guys have put in. If the mindset of the group is outstanding, the reward is what you see on the pitch.
New DP Carlo Holza also made his City debut, subbing in alongside Alexandru Matan in the 69th minute. City has now made club history with 10 straight unbeaten across all competitions, and with the win, jumps from 7th to 5th in the West. Now it's a quick turnaround to play Wednesday night at rival Sporting KC. With the City Spotlight, I'm Jen Cease, KMOX Sports.
Jen, thanks very much, and that is certainly exciting. We are joined now by the head coach of the 4th-ranked team in America, St. Louis University men's soccer. Kevin Kalish is with us. Kevin, good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. What's the latest with your team as you got your season started?
Yeah, it's been just finishing up preseason here today, actually. Classes start on Wednesday, and then the season starts Thursday night. So it's been a good preseason. Feel like the guys are in a good place, and obviously it's about really just taking that next step and starting to compete.
You know, I opened up, and I'll probably do it for the foreseeable future, saying here's the 4th-ranked team in America. When I say that, what crosses your mind? I mean, obviously you want your team to manage expectations, but that's exciting to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's great for the program. It's great for the additional the press and everything else that goes along with it. Obviously, it's a culmination of a lot of the work we did last year. I think the message to the team really is kind of it's about this year now. While it's nice to have, it really doesn't mean much in the preseason. And now it's about really kind of earning everything we get moving forward and really kind of building this team to compete for championships in November and December.
You went to the College Cup for the first time since 1997. Before we talk about this coming season, I do want to ask what sort of things do you, as you turn the page here on this new season, do you hold with you forever about what last year's team was able to do?
Yeah, it was a special run, right? And you never know when you first start a season and you really kind of build a team. You put the guys in a locker room, kind of what kind of is going to transpire, like how well they're going to gel, what their leadership's going to be like, are they going to be selfless, and you think you got the right guys. Last year was just a special group. It was we had that right mixture of younger guys, older guys, leadership, and and I think it was a really collective mentality from the middle of the season on. Really, we went through some tough times early and learned from it, and I just felt like we got stronger and stronger as the year went on, and obviously that resiliency that we built showed up in the playoffs, and we were able to win some tough battles on the road and make some memories. So definitely stuff that we'll definitely hold on to and use this year, even because we got, again, the majority of our guys are back, so hopefully we can use those experiences to benefit this year.
What stands out to you about the preseason and what you look forward to? Were there any surprises to you or anybody jump out that maybe you didn't expect right away?
No, not so much. I think we have really good, healthy competition in every spot. To be honest with you, it's still trying to kind of really figure the right rotation with this group. I think anytime you insert new players into a group dynamic, you got to figure out how it all gels and how it all complements one another. And we're kind of in that forming stage now, right? We're kind of forming the team and we'll probably go through the storming phase here shortly in terms of just role clarity and trying to again start to go to war with the opposition and really start to see realistically which guys can get the job done when it matters most. So yeah, it's kind of that's one of the great things about college soccer and I think sports in general is it's a new start, it's a new season, it's a new team. We got to put the puzzle together. I was listening to your previous segment on St. Louis City, and it's great to see the evolution of that team, right? And I speak with Johan a lot in terms of how he's kind of been able to really grow that team to where they are now. And I think that's the process we're just getting started now with our current team.
Some of the players told me that he is a practice coach, meaning he is all about practice as hard as possible so that you can enjoy game day, so that all the things that you worked on in practice will come out in a game and you can actually enjoy what you're doing and see the fruits of your labor.
He's a top coach. I had the pleasure of going and spending a week down there and sitting in on the video and meetings and watching all their training sessions. And I walked away, unbelievably impressed with their entire staff and kind of what the project they have going. And yeah, just you could see, when you watch really, really high level coaches work and in person, you could just tell they have a real clear idea of what they're trying to do and how they transmit their ideas to their players. And yeah, he's definitely a special one in my opinion. I think City's in great hands.
This is SLU coach Kevin Kalish. The Billikens open on Thursday against Seattle, and then Monday you turn around and play SMU. I think they're like 15th in the country. How is Seattle coming up this Thursday? What kind of a team is that?
Yeah, Seattle's a perennial NCAA team, a really good team out on the West Coast. They had some really good preseason results, beating Portland and Oregon State. So we expect a battle. It's going to be a team that I think is like every team these days. I think they went on the portal, found some really good players, and obviously they had some homegrowns kind of from around the Washington, Seattle area. And yeah, it's just from the limited video that we have, from last year, they're going to be definitely a very difficult opponent.
And you go to Notre Dame on your schedule. You also have that game against SIUE in Edwardsville, the Bronze Boot, which is always a lot of fun. And just right down the line, it is a fun schedule. And it's also a great, I talked to Katie Shields about this as we wrap up with Kevin Kalish. It's a great open to the youth soccer community in St. Louis, as you know as well as anybody, what it's about. And as you just mentioned, City has kind of, I think, grown the profile of soccer in St. Louis. But the heart of it is kids, and you have a lot of kids running around out there at your games at Herman Stadium. It really is a great family atmosphere.
It really is, yeah, and that's the best part about St. Louis, right? I think just the overall community support that definitely all of our teams get, but specifically women's soccer, men's soccer, and I think I know our players thrive on that. We enjoy being in the community in the summer months with camps and everything, so. Yeah, we're very grateful for the support we get. I
always appreciate chatting with you, and I look forward to seeing what you can do. I got to get over to Herman Stadium, get back there and see some SLU soccer as Kevin Kalish is with us on Sports on a Sunday morning. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
You as well. Thanks again.
Good to visit with the coach. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. It is just announced that Bellerive Country Club, the home of the BMW Championship, is sold out for Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday are now sold out. I heard Ed Glotzbach say on our station that 35,000 fans a day at Bellerive for the BMW. Wow, that is massive. We're going to talk to Dan Reardon about it coming up next on KMOX. But first, our parlay of the day, sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. I have football on my mind, and I've been paying attention to NFL preseason. I've been paying attention to college football for sure, as you know, and I've talked a lot about college football here on Total Information AM and the like over the last, few weeks, and trying to see if my school can repeat, if Texas might be able to give their fans something finally, or Notre Dame or Georgia, some of those powerhouses, Oregon trying to break through. But right now, I want to look at the NFL real quick and just see, is anybody going to step up other than the Rams to win this thing? Do you know that the Rams are the favorite to win it? My guess is that I would consider the Chiefs at plus 1550. I think that Patrick Mahomes, when he's told that his team is done or he's told that they can't do it, that's when they rise up, and they're still the best coach team in the NFL. Chiefs at plus 1550, I would strongly consider. And if you want to parlay that with an NFC champion, you can go ahead and take the Rams at plus 275 if you want. But, I'm kind of, I don't know, man. 49ers pretty good at plus 700. That's a pretty good plus 700 right there. Parlay of the day, sponsored by Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You've pictured it, the garage door that finally makes your home look the way you want it to. And now get $500 back on a qualifying garage door with the Overhead Door Home Refresh Rebate. Qualifying purchase must be made by September 13th. Let Overhead Door Company of St. Louis upgrade your curb appeal and get you up to $500 back. Schedule a free estimate at overheaddoorstlouis.com. Select models. Rebate paid as a Visa prepaid gift card. Restrictions apply. See website for full terms.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial # law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Shh, here he comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business are doing major construction, and the drilling is only during business hours. It's so loud.
Progressive knows small business owners usually don't like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting personalized discounts on a commercial auto quote with Progressive.
Also, that isn't powdered sugar on the floor. It's plaster from your ceiling.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best. Folks, it is going to cool off eventually. We are going to finally get a cool down, and the fall season is the best season in St. Louis. So what I want you to do is reach out to Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com, and just get the ball rolling. Get yourselves in line and in their contact list, because they would love to give you a free consultation on what they can do for your new patio, new deck, new fence, new sunroom. You could have air conditioning in there. New screen room, all of that at Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Or maybe you just need to redo the patio or redo the deck. They can do that for you. They can take a look at it. They'll come over and tell you what you can do within your budget. They're Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They're the sign you have the very best, and they've been doing it since 1968. If you mention me, Tom Ackerman, you'll receive 20% off your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Yes, Chesterfield is in the name, but they serve the entire St. Louis metro area. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game. And now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever. Now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Sniff the difference.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Presented in part by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital. from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Joining us live at 10:49 is KMOX senior golf editor Dan Reardon. And you know what that means. Something big is about to happen in golf. How are you, Dan?
I'm doing fine, Tom. Good time to be a sports director at KMOX.
Oh, my goodness. Tell me about it. What a time this is. And I remember 2018, the PGA Championship, and loving every second of it. Now, not only do I get the BMW Championship, but our baseball team has decided to make national headlines. It is absolutely phenomenal. And then I just mentioned before we had you on that it is just announced that grounds tickets for Sunday, next Sunday at the BMW, have sold out. That is the second sellout day at Belle Reve. They are out of Saturday tickets. They are out of Sunday tickets. There are limited options, though, Dan, if you want to snag one.
And you know, Tom, I think what happened there is the weather forecast. You know, I worked for the LPGA in St. Louis for a number of years. There were three things you worried about before the tournament opened up. You worried about the course, you worried about the field, you worried about the weather. The weather is going to be outstanding. You know, it's going to be 99 today in Memphis. When they tee off on Thursday morning, it will be 70 degrees. As far as the field is concerned, there's maybe a name or two that you would like to still make it into the field. I would like to see Jordan Spieth find a way into this field. But unless you could get Joshua Baez in the field, you've got everybody you want in this field. And the course, I play golf on a regular basis throughout the year, and particularly this summer. This has been the best growing summer I have seen in memory. So I think the potential there is for the best event Belle Reve has hosted in the last 25 years, because all the elements you want in place are in place, including Scotty Scheffler perhaps coming in on a heater. You know, he has a chance to win today. Will set the stage. And by the way, this course they're playing in Memphis is giving up good scores. He's going to have to score. Justin Rose is 6 under on his round with 2 holes to play. Everything lines up the way it's supposed to line up for these galleries. So the Thursday, Friday tickets, if they're available, grab them, folks, because you're not going to see these players for a long, long time.
Yeah, BMWchampionship.com/tickets if you want to get them. If you've been putting it off, probably want to do it now. And, yeah, after my heart rate came down yesterday after the Baez game, I did watch the FedEx St. Jude Classic, and Scotty did come alive, and he tees off at 12:40 today. You're not kidding. I mean, look, Tiger Woods came into the PGA hot, and now here comes Scotty Scheffler in St. Louis coming in hot with Burns right behind him, Knapp, Fleetwood, Kim. It's a good group right now at the leaderboard.
And the beauty of Scotty Scheffler is he's going to be there on Sunday in some way, shape, or form. I think the figure they're quoting now is 10 finishes this year, a 4th or better, even though he only has the 1 win. So he's going to deliver. I know that Rory spent this week in Memphis trying to shed the rust that has been on his game because he hasn't been playing very much. I expect Rory to be bearing down a lot more here in St. Louis at Belle Reve, getting ready to go to Atlanta. You know, and contrasting with the PGA Championship, which was a wonderful, wonderful event in 2018, I would argue that field had one player in it. Mm-hmm. You and everybody else wanted to watch Tiger all 4 days in St. Louis, and you even did on Sunday when he wasn't in the lead group, when Brooks Koepka was the final group. This field has a bunch of stars. You're going to see the array of talent that populates the PGA Tour now, as well as it has in recent years, and you can pick and choose who you want to follow, whether it's Xander Schauffele, whether it's Jordan Spieth, whether it's Scotty Scheffler, whoever it might be. They're all there.
Yeah, Spieth is 4 under. He's about to tee off. Now, last check, he was at 54 in the FedEx Cup rankings, right? So this would get him into the top 50, Dan?
He needs to have a round of 2 or 3 under today, and I think he'll make it into the field. And, of course, for Jordan, what's critical is not getting to St. Louis. What's critical is if he gets into that top 50, he's set for next year. That's where the battle is. And by the way, when people go this week to Belle Reve and they watch these 50 players go off, and I think the first tee time has not been posted, but I believe in twosome will go off roughly at 8 o'clock. They want to watch the front and the back of the field, because the back of the field is trying to make it to Atlanta, the top 30. The front of the field is trying to win this tournament. And unlike other years in the playoffs, every tournament is a standalone event. What you do here only gets you into the field at Atlanta. It doesn't change when you tee it up in Atlanta at the end of the year, you're teeing it up level with every player in the field.
Yeah, it's really neat to be able to scroll through this leaderboard, and it takes you like 2 strokes of the finger, and you're through it on this phone looking at this leaderboard because, as you mentioned, it's such a smaller leaderboard. I mean, you're talking about, and it will be even smaller next week with the top 50. And the tee times, they're all going off on 1, right, Dan? Everybody goes off on 1?
That's correct. They play twosomes, so they'll go, as I said, I looked to see what they did at Cave Valley last year, and they went off at 8 in the morning, roughly 8 in the morning, and the last group went off around 1 or 1:40 in the afternoon. One thing I wish they had done a little differently, I'm told that the superintendent at Bellerive has mowed the fairways back to the tee. In other words, he's slanted the rough, the grain of the fairways back to the tee, and that's a trick they play to make the course play a little longer. You can't make a course longer for today's players. I wish they had mowed the greens or the fairways toward the greens, because if the green is running with the fairway, the ball is going to run, and the rough is going to be fierce at Bellerive. Different than we saw this week in Memphis, because it's not Bermuda. But I wish the green was running toward the greens, and the players would have to worry about keeping the ball on the fairway rather than sacrificing a little distance.
Okay, that's an interesting observation. I'll tell you this, if that green is headed towards you in the rough, you got no chance. I mean, that rough will eat you up, and you just have to get it out of there at some point. I will say this, though. Mike Tucker, the head professional at Bellerive, said on this show a week ago that it is the best it has ever looked. And I think from that standpoint, our television viewers are going to get a beautiful look at Bellerive Country Club, and it'll bring back some great memories, Dan. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I would say this is the best we're going to see this golf course since it was potentially the best ever in 2001, the one that never took place. That golf course was set to challenge the field, and I said this one will challenge the field primarily because of the rough. They can condition the greens any way they want. They're going to get a little rain during the week, none of it during play. It'll be in the evening, it'll be in the morning. It will not affect play, and it will actually benefit the golf course, the players, and the galleries.
Scotty Scheffler has a 2-shot lead heading into the final round of the FedEx St. Jude Championship in Memphis, and then they will head to St. Louis. Practice rounds beginning on Tuesday at the BMW Championship at Bellerive. Dan Reardon, I will see you there. I very much look forward to it, and thank you for joining us on KMOX.
Enjoyed it, Todd.
Thank you. We'll be right back after the news with an entire hour dedicated to the Cardinals, Tony La Russa, Chaim Bloom, Bernie Miklasz, and you just never know who else we're going to grab on KMOX.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run. Because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Political parties are focused on November's midterm elections, but Democrats also with an eye towards 2028. They have changed the order of the early presidential nominating states. South Carolina and Nevada will be the first two for Democrats. That relegates New Hampshire to third. Donna Brazil, an ABC News contributor, is the former DNC chair and says of the new schedule,
it will battle test our potential nominee. We'll give them an opportunity to road test their message with black voters, rural voters, urban voters, working class voters.
The USS Lincoln aircraft carrier has been at sea for 9 months amid the war in Iran. President Trump has said it will be replaced with another ship, but he also said the deployment was not too long, responding to concerns from family members about onboard conditions. Hawaii remains under a tropical storm warning as a result of Lala, which weakened from hurricane strength, but it is blamed for at least one death. This is ABC News. A 19-year-old man is in custody after 5 people were shot on the Virginia State University campus early Saturday. Julia Broberg with affiliate WRIC has details.
5 people with gunshot wounds. Witnesses say groups of people were gathered in a parking lot near the quad annexes before the shooting. Student Miranda Mitchell was there at the time of the incident. She says she saw 2 groups of people interacting before things escalated.
I started running. I ran by White and Hall. And I ran to the back. I'm trying to look for my friends. I'm hiding behind the trash can.
Leaving cups and food behind as they fled. One victim is in critical condition. The other 4 sustaining non-life-threatening injuries.
The 19-year-old, who is not a student of the university, was found hiding in a closet on campus. Ginny Lou the Pug was crowned the world's ugliest dog at the World's Ugliest Dog competition, the 50th edition. It took place in Santa Rosa, California. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
At 11:02, it's a hot one in downtown St. Louis. Cloudy and 84 degrees right now. We're going to get up to 95 today, says our AccuWeather office. And right now our humidity is at 74%. Just checking the radar right now, and then we'll hear from our meteorologist. We're looking at some rain that has fallen in the area, but most of it is to the north of where we are right now in downtown. We're getting a lot in Granite City, Edwardsville. They've been getting wet. Bethalto up into Bunker Hill, Godfrey, Illinois as well, Old Jamestown. Just to the west of us in Clayton, you are seeing some rain, as well as Ladue into Creve Coeur and Chesterfield. Town and Country seeing some light rain. Then there's some heavier rain falling right now along I-70. Wentzville into Wright City and Innsbrook. Warrenton as well, getting some rain. And we have a big blotch of rain and thunderstorms right now approaching Keokuk, Iowa, and Quincy, Illinois. That, though, is moving to the east and doesn't look like it's going to get us. Looks like it'll just miss us to the north later this afternoon, so we should be in the clear. But for a little bit more clarity on our weather, let's turn to our AccuWeather meteorologist.
We'll have some sunshine at times this afternoon. It will be hot and quite humid with a shower or thunderstorm around. High 92. AccuWeather real field temperatures 100 to 105. Maybe a thunderstorm this evening, otherwise mostly cloudy and humid. Low 72. The humidity likely drops a little bit, especially by late tomorrow with intervals of clouds and sun. Tomorrow's high about 85. Mostly sunny on Tuesday with a high of 88. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now we have a cloudy sky and 84 degrees downtown at the Arch. Let's take a look at the weather in Chicago right now, where the Cardinals are getting set to take on the Chicago Cubs. It is cloudy there with 77 degrees currently. They are expecting thunderstorms around 3 p.m., so we'll watch that. The chance of that is 30% to hit right around the city of Chicago. So we'll look and see if hopefully they miss Wrigley Field and we can get that ball game in on time. It's a 2:15 start right here. As you know by now, making national news, Joshua Baez. He hit 3 home runs yesterday in his first Major League game. Not only that, he hit 3 home runs in his first 3 at-bats. No one in baseball history had ever accomplished that feat. The 11th Cardinal in the past 90 years to hit a home run in his first at-bat. And then he matched Keith McDonald to do it in his first 2 at-bats. And then 3 straight at-bats with 3 home runs. Just a remarkable achievement for Joshua Baez as the Cardinals went on to win the ball game by a final score of 8-4, and they will play Game 3 this afternoon. I'm Tom Ackerman, KMOX News.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
The pitch, a swing, and there's a drive, and that's hit well to right field. That's deep to right. That ball is gone. That ball is gone. Unbelievable. 3 at-bats in the big leagues. 3 home runs for Joshua Baez. A 3-run lead for the Cardinals. He is homer to center, homer to left, homer to right. Oh, my goodness.
What a performance by Joshua Baez as the Cardinals win the ball game, and Baez makes history. And joining us now from the Cardinals clubhouse is Joshua Baez at Wrigley Field. Joshua, thank you so much for taking a few moments. We know it's a busy time and you're getting ready to play another ball game. We appreciate you being with us.
No problem at all.
What a day. Oh, my goodness. I mean, I was speechless when you hit the 3rd home run, let alone the 2nd one. Let me ask you, actually, since all of that has happened, what was your evening like? What has your day so far been like, reminiscing with your friends and family?
Yeah, so I had, like 30 family members here, so after it was just really trying to find how we could eat, all 30 of us, like if we go to multiple spots or like if we split it up. And like we ended up, like just eating, like at like the hotel lobby, and then like meeting back at an Airbnb that I got for like the whole family. And like we just talked and laughed and just enjoyed the moment for like the whole evening.
Oh, I bet. And isn't it something? Boy, the team moved fast getting everybody there, and so did you. I mean, that's a lot to do there in a short amount of time.
Yes, yeah. Like it was definitely like a roller coaster of emotions and, actions and just taking care of flights and hotels and travel. Yeah, it's been a lot.
I bet. When I talked to you at the winter warm-up, we sat together inside Ballpark Village, and we talked about your dad, and you told me that what was said about your dad as a ball player was he was so good they would walk him with the bases loaded. You heard so many great things about him. I know you were thinking about Jose Manuel Baez, and you felt like he was with you yesterday.
Yes, definitely. Like it was definitely that, like a moment that I wish that he was here for physically, but, he was there in spirit. And I know that he's so proud.
Well, we know that. And your mom, tell us about your mom and your family.
Oh, my God. My mom is super excited. She was so happy all day yesterday. She could not believe her eyes. Like she kept getting phone calls from like other family members, and from friends and family during the game. And, like even like the Cubs fan were like going up to her and like hugging her from like, like just love, from like baseball love. And, like it was just awesome. That fourth AB when the whole stadium stood up for me for my last at bat. Yeah, like it was special.
They did. They appreciated you. Cardinals and Cubs fans for sure mixing in there, appreciating the moment. And as you were running around the bases, that first one, now when Boyd threw that fastball, I thought, boy, he's going to swing at that. I don't know how many fastballs he's going to see. And you hit the daylights out of it. Your smile was captured on camera. That had to have been an incredible feeling.
Oh yeah. Well, like, you kind of just want to go over there, and be aggressive. Try not to be passive. Trying to get all the jitters out and just everything synced up perfectly. And it's just all the praise to God for everything.
And then home runs 2 and 3. Tell me about being in the dugout with your teammates. I mean, the first one they went nuts, but they equally went crazy in home runs 2 and 3. Getting back into the dugout, what were your teammates like?
They were so supportive, so happy, so excited and so impressed to see that, live. They kept going, okay, you hit one, hit another one. Oh, you hit two, hit a third one. And just joking and just laughing, they were just amazed at what was happening in front of their eyes.
We're going to talk to Chaim Bloom here in just a little bit at 11:30. Coming up next, though, is Tony La Russa, the Hall of Fame manager. Joshua, about the history of the St. Louis Cardinals and what this means to be a Cardinal. I know that this has been quite a ride for you and a wait. You had to remain patient, didn't you, at times, wanting to get here?
Oh, yeah. It's been definitely, patience and, just more time for me to continue to work on my craft. That was the only way that I would see it. It's just more time for me to prepare.
And the last thing before you go, because this is about preparing and getting ready for this game today, is I walked away from our interview and in chatting with you the first time is not only your ability at the plate, but what you said to me about being a professional, that you've learned how to become a complete player, but also how to manage the ups and downs, how to carry yourself professionally. All of those things were part of your mindset, weren't they?
Yeah, just trying to be the best version of me, as a player and as a teammate. I feel like that goes a longer way than being able to hit 3 homers in one game. In 162, you have to be a great teammate to be able to support, one another, because not every day is going to be your day, but by being a team is how we can win games.
Go have fun today. Thank you so much for being with us from your radio station, KMOX here in St. Louis. We'll see you when you get home.
Sounds good. See you over there.
Thank you. Joshua Baez with us live on KMOX from Wrigley Field. Very nice of him to call in and join us on Sports on a Sunday morning. When we come back, we'll visit with Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa. Back after this on KMOX.
Golf fans, the PGA season is in full swing, and as the world's best navigate these hallowed fairways, FanDuel's here to bring you closer to every career-defining moment. Nothing quite like the emotional journey of championship golf, and FanDuel's round betting features let you join the day-to-day moments of it all with hole-by-hole markets like round leader, birdie counts, finishing position, and more. Don't have to wait till Sunday for a big win. You think you know how it's all going to happen? Well, combine your top 5 finishers into a parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. And don't forget, with FanDuel, when you win, you get paid instantly. Really liking Cameron Young these days, and of course, Rory. So are you ready to play your game? FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel.com/Missouri to bet the PGA Tour with America's #1 sports book. Every swing can be a winner with FanDuel, an official partner of the PGA. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight. We are talking to Dr. Premal Thacker.
How to cope with such a diagnosis that can be very supportive for you through your journey of cancer. And additionally, we have social workers as well. So we're very fortunate at Siteman Cancer Center to have such a in-depth team to take care of you as you embark on this, hard time in your life.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Brew, and I feel like everything in my life depends on being connected. Whether I'm uploading a video, hopping on a call before my show, or video chatting with my family back in Michigan, I never have to think about my Wi-Fi. And that's why Xfinity stands out. You get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, you can get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that.
I felt a jackhammering pain in my jaw.
Like someone sawing my bones. Barbed wire in my shoulder.
Like a cattle prod in my hip.
Like I put my foot in a blender.
Pain is different for everyone. But where pain starts, Journavx suzetrigine begins. Journavx is a non-opioid 50-milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain. Before those signals tell the brain to feel
like I punched an angry beehive.
And pain reduction can finally begin. Do not take Journavx with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Journavx may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes. To learn more about Journavx, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit journavx.com.
Hey guys, it's Glover. If you or someone you care about has been injured in a crash, make one call first to Cantor Injury Law. Mark Cantor has been helping injured Missourians for more than 30 years, and his team is ready to help you too. Call 314-628-9999 or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com. Injured, you can count on Cantor.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Presented in part by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. What a treat that was to have Joshua Baez call us up and join us on Sports on a Sunday morning from Wrigley Field. Let's join now Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa back on KMOX. Hey, this is like the old days. We used to have you on Sunday mornings doing a call-in show. How are you, Tony?
Outstanding. Still celebrating Joshua's day yesterday at Wrigley Field.
What a day. I mean, you know what? That's the beauty of baseball, isn't it, Tony? You just never know what you're going to see at the ballpark. And yesterday we saw history.
Well, I think the other side to it is that when our fans and organization had the expectations that they have for that young man, to come in here and make that kind of debut is just historic. I mean, well, it is history, but for him to carry that pressure and that burden and go out there and produce like that is amazing.
What do you remember about Keith McDonald? I was listening to Shannon's call of that yesterday. His first two at-bats.
Yeah, I remember it was, that's so unusual just by look at Keith and look at Joshua, but it's an exciting thing, and you feel like you're watching something that isn't going to happen very often. Didn't realize it was going to be that rare.
Yeah, it was just amazing. It really was. So Tony La Russa is joining us on KMOX, and you have announced a charity event in conjunction with the Hall of Fame ceremony on September 12th. On September 13th at the Factory, you have come out with some heavy hitters: Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, Jim Edmonds, and there are going to be many others. At the Factory on Sunday, September 13th, your La Russa Rescue Champions is helping put this on, and it is going to be quite a spectacle, Tony.
Well, it's I think it's just can't miss in the sense that when you have that kind of weekend, which starts with the 2006 reunion, and that team had all kind of outstanding stories and players, and it was the 83 wins. We made sure people realized how good we were when we got healthy, and then you have the induction on Saturday. So I think what we've learned is that fans, they like to relive the magical moments, and that's what we try to do, and we do it for causes like, the way we're saying it, it's our family foundation and teammates, which means they're going to be sponsors. There are going to be other nonprofits that benefit from it. But the idea is to close out the weekend with the fans celebrating the events of 06 and Albert and Yachty, and we've got a really neat show. I mean, when you talk about, they're going to be highlights and video and guys there in person to give an in-person, kind of up-close view of why they did it and how they did it. But then we have a really special military moment. We have a Gold Star widow who is going to be honored, and as long as a lot of veterans and first responder guests. And that part of the segment of the program is going to be led by Jim DiMatteo, that the fans will get to meet. He's the Top Gun leader and Aviation Hall of Famer. So we do that, and then we got some fun with Greg Warren doing comedy. And then we start with something the fans really appreciate. It's Bob Lackey, was the marketing head of Budweiser, doing commercials that were famous. So it's a full night. And the other thing I want to mention right off the bat is that the pricing is purposely done very reasonably so fans can attend and bring their families. I think that downstairs, it's, if you know the factory, there's good seats everywhere, but the highest price is $75. Upstairs is $50 and $35. So it's really priced so that fans can attend.
Tickets priced at $35, $50, and $75. Those are very affordable and reasonable prices, and they are. I see them already on the factory website. So if the factory in Chesterfield is an excellent venue, it really is a great venue, and it's great. Tell me a little bit more about La Russa Rescue Champions and where the proceeds will benefit.
Well, the idea, in fact, I made it a point. Being very fortunate when I first started with the White Sox with Jerry Reinsdorf, then the A's with Walter Haas, and then coming to St. Louis with the DeWitt family. All three were very concerned that the people with the baseball team give back somehow, some way to causes they believed in. Our family has always been about animal welfare and kids and doing something on behalf of kids. And this La Russa Rescue Champions, it's 2 years old now. We had another organization for 30 years that we disengaged from, but it really has to do with that really stresses animal welfare, and also we connect people that benefit from the unconditional love of animals. Like, we're very strong on PTSD veterans and matching them up with dogs. You go to hospitals and senior homes. So, that's our organization, but when you do something like this, you really want to make sure that locally we're going to do something with one of the best organizations, rescue organizations for years. We're going to involve a kids organization with Cardinals Care. We get involved with the veterans. So it's going to be, there isn't anybody going to put any money in their pocket. It's all going to, whatever we get over the expenses will be distributed. And, we'll do something with Albert and Yachty's foundations as well.
There are two of the best of all time in Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. Something that stays with me is being in your office. I was there when you said this, and it was really early in his career, and it just came out of your mouth. You said, Albert Pujols is the best player I've ever managed. And I remember we all looked at each other and we're like, did you just say you've had some great ones, and you looked at us and you said he's the best player that I ever managed? And I think I know you. I mean, you coined the phrase "tied for first" around here, but you felt very strongly you were trying to make the point that this guy had the talent, but also the drive and the makeup to be one of the greats.
Well, that's exactly it. And I always use "tied for first" so you're not disrespecting others. And if you look at other teammates over the years, there's some great ones. But in Albert's case, I always said APP for Albert Perfect Pujols because he had the perfect mindset. Every year he wanted to be better than he was, and he approached every ball game. What could he do to help the team win? And that meant play defense, run the bases, cheer for his teammates, and try to make them better. And then, obviously, he would pay attention, which is one of the classic things that George Kissel taught for years. He would take his at-bat and think, okay, am I leading off? Is there 2 outs and nobody on? Maybe I'll try and do a little some extra bases. Is this an RBI situation? And he adjusted his at-bats to what the team needed. And then last but not least, getting back to the community, Albert and his Pujols Family Foundation is an excellent example. I mean, he really has been amazing with the amount of time and energy that he puts into helping other causes.
And I think that Yadier Molina took a page from Albert's book, and he started to do the same. He gave back not only to St. Louis, but to his native Puerto Rico, and he himself did a charity event here in St. Louis for a number of years. The other one that I remember that stands out of you believing in your players early on is when you said, it's been referred to a lot here recently when people talk about Mason Wynn and his excellent defense, and he had for a little while struggled on offense, that you said, hey, look, when Yachty was struggling, he could have no hits for the rest of the season, and I'd put him in the lineup every day. That said a lot about what you felt about him. What did you see in him early on?
Well, there's the old saying in every sport, the better the defense, the less your offense has to do. Well, Yachty's ability to help the pitcher navigate through a ball game and limit how many runs are scored against us, and he followed very smart. Dave Ricketts, the great coach, Dave Duncan, he was with Mike Matheny. So he had some really good mentors, but Yachty coming up with his brothers and his father and that family learning, he's got instincts and knowledge, and he's got the guts to follow them up. So that was, you knew that defensively he was a star, plus his throwing and so forth. But the other thing was, if you just looked at his stroke, it's just a matter of time before the experience would make him a tough out. So that was a very easy call. And, and I'll add something about the event, that one of the things that the fans, we did a little something last year, and I've done something in California. When the fans we'll see a video, because Chad Blair and the group with the Cardinals are going to help put together these videos, famous videos. But when you have a player or a pitcher explain that moment, what he was doing and how he did it, I mean, it really gives the fans a connection to it that's really interesting, it's entertaining, and it's very special.
The event is called 2004 plus 2005 equals 2006 World Champions. It takes place on Sunday, September 13th at 6:45 p.m. at the Factory in Chesterfield. Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina, Jim Edmonds, you can go right down the list. Players from the 2006 World Champions are scheduled to attend. The stories will be incredible. You're going to have, as Tony just mentioned, Greg Warren. You have Aviation Hall of Famer and Top Gun leader Jim DiMatteo, and so many more. Gold Star member Whitney Hopkins and her family, former AB executive Bob Latchkey will be there. It is going to be a great night. Tickets very affordable, $35, $50, and $75. Presented by the Russa Rescue Champions, Tony La Russa. It's great to have you on KMOX. I hope you sell it out fast. And KMOX is always happy to be there for you.
Well, I appreciate that. I've been a great friend forever. So get the word out, because the fans are going to really enjoy it.
We are on it. Thank you, Tony, very much.
All right.
Appreciate it. Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa with us on KMOX. Chaim Bloom is next, Cardinals president of baseball operations. He had some day yesterday. Back in a moment on KMOX's Sports on a Sunday morning.
We don't just cover St. Louis. We share it. That's why the stories you hear every morning aren't just headlines. They're about your neighborhood.
Ferguson's police chief took the stand in day one of
your roads.
Westbound 270 North County just had some volume on
your Cardinals.
Riley O'Brien strikes out the side in the 9th inning.
Your community.
I'm Tom Ackerman.
This is Debbie Monterey. I'm Megan Lynch.
Total Information AM. Weekdays on KMOX.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Hi, this is Jim Brennan with McKelvey Homes. This is it. Make no mistake, this is your last chance to live in the beautiful Cotterville Trails. We have a wide variety of market-ready homes and several home sites on a cul-de-sac that back to common ground. Save over $58,000 plus special 4.75% financing on select homes for qualified buyers. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. Isn't it time to move up to McKelvey?
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
John's Garage Doors. John's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, CEO of Don's Garage Doors. Garage doors have an amazing sense of timing. They don't break when you're sitting around with nothing to do. They break when you're already late for work, trying to get the kids to school, or heading out for vacation. That's why we offer same-day service. We know you're not calling us because it's convenient. You're calling us because it's an emergency and your day just got interrupted. Our job isn't just to repair your garage door. We know you have places to be and a day that doesn't stop because your garage door did. That's why our team works with urgency, communicates clearly, and shows up ready to solve the problem. Offering same-day service is one small way we put our customers first. Call by 10 a.m. for same-day service or schedule the day that works best for you. If we can't make it happen, you get $300 towards your repair or replacement. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Doors.
John's Garage Doors. John's Garage Doors. When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Get this, 42% of baby boomers don't even know how much money they have in their nest egg. If you're not sure where you stand in terms of getting ready for retirement, you should be listening to the All Financial Hour with Steve All.
Let's sit down and talk about your questions, because I think that's the most important thing that it is out there. It's what questions do you have?
Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX.
At a local speed dating event, homeowners weren't looking for love. They were looking for the one.
Honey, I got the best news.
What, you installed all the ceiling fans?
No, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Yeah, oh, you are, but this one is certified, background check, and everyone was fighting over him. Plus, he can install all the ceiling fans.
Okay, who is this guy?
A Jerry Kelly technician.
For heating, cooling, electrical, or plumbing, find the one for your home. Schedule today at
Back to school season is here, and Dollar General has everything you need to start the school year strong. Don't forget to grab a pair of bright yellow sunglasses from the Yellow Glasses Project for just $2. Every purchase makes a difference, with 100% of proceeds helping support teachers, classrooms, and nonprofit organizations working to improve reading and literacy skills across the country. Stop by Dollar General today and shine bright with the Yellow Glasses Project, available now at Dollar General. The Yellow Glasses Project is a program of the Dollar General Literacy Foundation.
Are moles tearing up your yard? Don't let these lawn invaders turn your beautiful property into a mess. Rottler Pest Solutions offers professional mole control services to protect your lawn from damage. Visit Rottler.com today to schedule your free inspection.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Presented in part by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Cardinal baseball coming up at 1:20 with a 2:15 first pitch. In our pregame show inside the park, John Rooney and our engineer Ryan Schulte put together a terrific open, so you want to make sure you listen to that. I'll look back at Joshua Baez's 3-home-run day at Wrigley Field. Joining us right now is the Cardinals president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom. Great to be with you. Joshua actually called into the show a couple of segments ago. It was great to visit with him. And last segment, Tony La Russa. Boy, Cardinals fans are having some fun right now, Chaim. That was some day.
Yeah, it was. It was so cool. Just, there's some moments where when you're in a baseball town, they mean a little more. And, hey, it's one game. But you could just feel it kind of crackling throughout St. Louis, and even my phone, just people in the industry, outside of the industry, people notice this, and that's pretty special. I'm just so happy for Joshua. This is obviously you see what he can do on the field, but this is a wonderful human being who has gone through some ups and downs just to reach this point, and just so happy for him and his family to be able to experience that yesterday.
Yeah, I do want to go back to that. I remember talking to you about this and the fact that he had such a resurgence. Can you take me to that moment when he was dealing with some things, really struggling at the minor league level, and the player development system trying to wrap its arms around him and build him back?
Yeah, look, when I came into this organization in 24, and then even throughout that season, this is a guy that was really on the fringes of the prospect radar because of his draft pedigree and because of his physical tools, but not because of anything that he was doing with them on the field. You'd see the flashes, but the performance was not there on a consistent basis. And starting at the end of 24 and then continuing to 25, he's really willing to challenge himself, including at points away from competition, to try to do some different things, posture-wise, swing-wise, to get to those tools. And he was at a pretty low point, and I just give him a lot of credit for just continuing to work and forging ahead and burst on the scene in 25, put together a great season with some of those adjustments, got challenged at a different level this year, had some ups and downs. Obviously there were points, you and I were talking about him at various points this summer, and there were also points, including at the beginning of the season, when he was really struggling at that level. And just for him to continue to move forward, continue to move things in the right direction to earn this call-up, really great. Not something that you see happen every day. Pretty special, the whole journey to this point.
Yeah, we've been following along step by step, so I think we have an understanding here, but maybe from the outside, or perhaps from some who, I'm sure you've gotten the question, like, well, where was he before? Or like, why now and why not then? How would you answer that? I think you just partly did answer that in your last answer.
Yeah, look, I would say you watched yesterday. I got that question from a couple people. Look, I would say he's here right on time, right? Obviously none of us has a crystal ball or a perfect answer. You've heard me say that before. If there were a formula to tell you exactly when to promote a player, we'd all follow it. I just don't believe that exists. But I do think, anytime you bring somebody up, and again, it's one game. Look, we'll see what happens from here, but that was awesome. And anytime you bring someone up and they have success, say, well, couldn't he have been here earlier? Well, most of the time people do go through some early struggles, and I think this is what we should want. We should want players to come in here and be able to help us win right away, to where the question is, well, could he have been here earlier? Maybe that's the case, but you never want to skip any steps. And if they come up and then they struggle, now you're asking, well, this isn't helping us at the big league level. Should they have done more underneath? So I think you want it this way. You want them to be able to contribute right away, so that's the what if you're asking. And then for me, we can look at ourselves and say, you know what, we gave this guy a good foundation, and let's see where it goes from here.
A guy who has flown under the radar a little bit, I think, and actually yesterday, because he hit a home run, is Blaze Jordan. Blaze well. He's stuck here, hasn't he? He looks like he belongs to me.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. He's a really interesting one that we have to continue to work to unlock. Because, again, actually, Blaze, this is a guy who also went through some struggles at various points in his career, both before he got here and even with us. He was not very good last year at AAA. He got off to a really hot start. People were clamoring for him, too, before we brought him up, right? And we gave him a little bit more time. And even coming up here, when you just look at the results, offensively, they haven't been great. He's been so impressive defensively, especially. I understand he made the error yesterday, but especially with relative to what the expectations were. And offensively, again, there's still more work to do, but when you watch the at-bats, they're competitive. We just got to get him to more quality contact, but the at-bats are competitive. He can make contact. We know he's on the ground a little bit more than you'd like, but, we're trying to find ways for him to get through that naturally. But, again, he's just a testament to why you take that time and why you take that time to build that foundation. We could have brought him up earlier. Even bringing up when he did, there have been some struggles, but there have also been so many bright spots that make you want to hang with him, because he's showing you a lot of things that you want to see in a quality major league player, and we just got to keep after it so that we can get him the rest of the way there, because he can do some pretty cool things as is.
Also yesterday, hitting another home run, his 20th of the season, Alec Burleson. Now, I had a follower on Twitter ask me, "Can you ask Chaim when are we locking up Burleson?" I think you could you could ask that about a lot of players right now, trying to foresee what this Cardinals team is going to look like.
Yeah, and this is a testament to you talk about somebody not being content just being in the big leagues and working as Burley did last year and then into this year to challenge himself to get better. And, obviously he's taken to first base great, but you look offensively, he's always had natural hitting ability. He even, the couple years prior to 2025, he was able to hit well enough to be a big leaguer, to stay in the big leagues. And now you're seeing this guy take more steps forward, and that's not just luck. That's coming as a result of some really diligent work. And that's what you want to see, the consistency, the approach, not just to work to put in the work, but to do it with a purpose, to do it towards improving who you are and get to a better version of yourself. And he's been doing that. Can't say enough about how he goes about his business, who he is off the field. This is a guy that's just done a lot of things right for us, and we're very, very fortunate to have him both at first base and in that clubhouse mix.
Two more quick things left for Chaim Bloom here on KMOX. One is pitching. Pitching plans for the rest of the season, I'm sure, have been discussed at length since the start of the season, trying to manage this whole thing, because you do have some pitchers that are going to have to be asked to do a lot, and some of them haven't been able to go the distance like a multi-year veteran starter, Chaim.
Yeah, and that is something that we are constantly mindful of. It was really nice to see, I know you and I have talked about him a lot, as I know you have with some other folks. It's really nice to see Libby, the breaking ball, function better in his last start, so he can hopefully carry more of that load going forward. We're mindful of all this. Obviously, you talk about someone like Kyle, who's become so consistent, but we want to make sure in the first year back in the rotation we don't push him too far, and that's part of why you always want to have that next man up. And, right now that's Quinn, and we've definitely got plans for him to help us more as we go forward. And there's other arms, too, that we have in AAA that we're looking forward to get integrated into this. Obviously, when you're doing that with young pitchers, there's going to be ups and downs. But, more often than not, I think actually we've been very pleased with what these guys have been able to bring to the table, even as they are learning and growing. And so we're going to need that as we come down the stretch here, and we need everybody to contribute, not just to make sure we get to the finish line safely, but that we can compete and win while we're doing it. And we're very excited for what those guys are going to be able to bring to the table.
Chaim Bloom is with us. You know as well as I do that there's a pocket of Cardinals fans that just can't get enough when it comes to prospects and what is going on with the future of the team. And the Cardinals just launched a feature on YouTube called Draft 365, Scouting MLB's Future Stars. You did something that I'm very envious of the group that got to do this. You pulled back the curtain on the year-round scouting operation and got to show from January on what it's like to scout and get ready.
Yeah, and I hope our fans who care about this, which is all of them, I hope they'll enjoy that. It was cool to be able to do something like this. Like, look, there's a hunger for this in our fan base that people care enough and want to know what goes on. Obviously, everyone follows it from the outside. You get a little bit of a glimpse into the inside of it, and hopefully not just the process, but also the people and the camaraderie and how personally our scouting staff takes that entire process. You really talk about it's work. Yeah, it puts food on the table, but it's a labor of love. And every one of those people that you see in that video is going the extra mile, and they're spending time. I think I alluded to this in talking to them. They'll spend time missing watching their own kid play to go see somebody else's kid play so we can be dialed in for the draft. That's what this takes. And, when you think about someone like Joshua, and, of course, his draft year was now 5 years ago, but I hope what our fans will take is not just a little window in the process, but just the passion, how personally everybody in this room takes it and how much everybody pours into this. And I say that just because I think when something like yesterday happens, that's part of what you do this for. That's part of, what I'm so happy about today is all the people in our organization who went that extra mile just to help to make this a little bit likelier. That's why we do this. And that's something I know, our fans bleed and care about this as much or more than we do. And for everybody to come together and just get a little sense of what that's like behind the curtain, I hope that's what shines through is, not just the totality of the process that we work to get better every day, but the amount of care and the amount of passion and the amount of intensity and work that goes into it, and it's all for moments like yesterday, and that's what makes it so cool.
It's really well done. It's called Draft 365, Scouting MLB's Future Star. It's about 20 minutes in length on the Cardinals YouTube channel. I think it is an absolute must-watch for Cardinals fans. Chaim, thank you very much for being with us. Enjoy the day as the Cardinals go for a series win.
Sounds good, and we'll be thinking about John Rooney and then the adverse conditions he's got to deal with there in the Wrigley booth. I know he'll be with us to gut out one more, and hopefully we put on another good show today. We'll all be thinking good thoughts. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Chaim. You're the best. Appreciate it. You bet. Talk to you soon. All right. Good to have him. He's always right on time. Joins us every Sunday at 11:30 here on KMOX. We'll be back. Bernie Mikla's is with us right after this. Sports on a Sunday morning.
Homeowners, I know a lot of you are worried about one thing when it comes to selling, and that's leaving money on the table. Hey, this is Kevin Wheeler. I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. So, Gloria, how do you help sellers make sure that they get top dollar?
The reality is, most homes don't sell for what they should. I see it happen all the time. They either price it wrong or they don't create enough demand. But with over 2,400 buyers in my Buyers in Waiting database and my exclusive pricing strategy, I'm able to offer my seller a 100% market value guarantee. And if I can get you 100% of your home's market value, I'll pay you the difference. So you don't have to wonder if you left money on the table. You can sell with confidence, knowing you maximize your sale.
Make sure you get every dollar for your home. That's why you call St. Louis real estate expert Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Give the gift of a magical experience at St. Louis Union Station when you take a real train ride journey to the North Pole aboard the Polar Express. Meet Santa and experience the magic of the Polar Express story with hot chocolate, treats, music, and sing-alongs. For those that truly believe in the spirit of Christmas, head down to St. Louis Union Station this year. Book your golden ticket before they sell out at stlpolarexpressride.com.
Industrial automation is complex, but navigating it doesn't have to be. Like a trusted trail guide, Gray Bar's automation specialists help organizations reduce uncertainty, mitigate risk, and plan their next steps. From evaluating existing systems to connecting you with trusted technologies and business partners, we help future-proof your automation so your team can operate with confidence, today and tomorrow. Yep, Gray Bar does that.
Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. And look, I'm talking to golf fans here today. The PGA season is in full swing, no pun intended. And as the world's best navigate these hallowed fairways, FanDuel's here to bring you closer to every career-defining moment. There's nothing quite like the emotional journey of championship golf, and FanDuel's round betting features lets you join the day-to-day moments of all of it with a hole-by-hole market. So it's like round leaders, birdie counts, finishing position, and a whole lot more. There's no need to wait until Sunday for the big win is what I'm saying. So if you think you know how it's all going to go down, you combine your top 5 finishers into a parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Don't forget, with FanDuel, when you win, you get paid instantly. So if you're ready to play your game, just visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to join up. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to bet the PGA Tour with America's #1 sportsbook, where every swing can be a winner at FanDuel. It's an official partner of the PGA. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The best time to recommit to your gut health goals? Right now. Take charge of your gut with Nature Made. Our clinically studied ingredients support digestive health. Digestive enzymes break down nutrients. Probiotic and prebiotic fiber nourish good gut bacteria. And super greens with probiotics empower daily digestive health. Try the full lineup of gut health support from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I have a dare for you. After you use your old mop and bucket, put on your whitest socks and walk across the floor. Now look down. What's that gray stuff on your socks? I used to have that too, until I switched to Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop breaks down and locks away tough messes. Take the dare. Try Swiffer Power Mop. White sock approved.
the swamp, Swift for Power Mop.
You probably know of Josephine Baker as a St. Louisan who took the world by storm with her banana skirt and later as a civil rights activist. But did you know she was a spy for the French resistance during World War II and awarded France's highest military and national honors? Join us Tuesday at noon on Facebook as Book Chat with Debbie Monterey and St. Louis Public Library chats with Hannah Diamond, author of Josephine Baker's Secret War. That's Tuesday at noon on Book Chat, St. Louis Public Library, slpl.org.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Shows Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Presented in part by St. Luke's Hospital, St. Louis's #1 heart hospital. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Well, to put it into terms that my pal Bernie Miklas, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, would completely relate to, we are going absolutely bananas here at KMOX. We are Joshua Baez crazy, and we have been since he started swatting home runs yesterday. How are you, Bernie?
I'm doing all right. It is fun to go bananas. That was... listen, man, I'm an old dude, been doing this for 45 years or so, and I was speechless. I mean, I really couldn't find the words. The first home run was just unbelievable, and then for him to do it the next two times, it's just like, wait, what? No, what? No, this can't be happening. I mean, just the last time I had a feeling like that was April 23rd, 1999. I was with the late great Rick Hummel at Dodger Stadium covering the Cardinals on the road trip when Fernando Tatis hit the 2 grand slams in one inning. And I mean, because here's why I'm bringing that up, because it's impossible. That record will never be broken. Right? It'll never be broken. So seeing Tatis hit those 2 grand slams in the same inning was a once-in-a-lifetime event. What Baez did yesterday, setting a major league record, and we're talking about 130 years of baseball, with 3 home runs in his major league debut, but three home runs in his first 3 at-bats. I can't say it'll never be broken, but I would say it is extremely unlikely, and I think we just saw another once-in-a-lifetime event. And so that's why I sort of flashed back to that Tatis game. It just brought back memories of that, because I think what happened yesterday was of a similar magnitude.
I agree. And we had so many questions that were coming in on YouTube about Eshawn Henderson and, Chase Davis, and people wanted to ask Chaim all these questions, and I asked a couple of them, but, to be honest, this was one of those days where I felt like, and they're very rare, where everything just goes on hold and you just appreciate what you just witnessed this moment in time. Like as you just mentioned, you check the box as to this is a rare occurrence. And then you look at the player himself and you don't ask him to do it again. You just appreciate it. And moving forward, watching him, I've seen him a million times, I feel like, swinging in the minor leagues, but I was just blown away as to how composed he looked. I'm sure his heart was pounding 100 miles an hour, but man, the swing, watching it, the smile, the bat flip, the trot around the bases, the nodding, the high fives with his teammates, he looks absolutely like he belongs here.
No doubt about it. And listen, this kind of ties into something, you asked Chaim Bloom, and I'm glad you did, because frankly, I have no patience with people that are now saying, whoa, see, he should have been up here sooner. Let me just throw this out here, because my point is that we saw something extraordinary, and one of the reasons we saw history being made at a spectacular level, and something that will highly unlikely ever be broken, that what he did yesterday. Chaim Bloom, that's actually all the evidence you need to know that Chaim Bloom and Rob Cerfolio handled this perfectly in terms of when they brought him up. Tom, you and I have been doing this, and I remember it was a Gas House Gang or whatever it was, and I remember, people were, and listen, God bless everyone. I'm not saying people shouldn't have been fired up about Baez. No, not saying that at all. But he, starting on July the 3rd, which ain't that long ago, he went through a 60 plate appearance stretch. It lasted 3 weeks where he hit 096. He hit 1 home run. He struck out 33% of the time. His slugging percentage was below 200. And people were pounding us like, I can't believe they're not bringing him up. He's ready. I'll never buy a ticket until he can. What? You wanted to bring him up then? I mean, why don't we put some confidence in Chaim Bloom and his group? They know what they're doing with these things. And Joshua Baez benefited greatly by staying down there longer. You know why, Tom? Because after that horrendous slump that I just told you about that lasted 3 weeks, you know what he did? And he was working on his swing. He was working on this. He was working on that. You know what he did immediately after that, when that streak ended? In his last 65 plate appearances before they brought him up, his strikeout rate dropped to 24.5%. His walk rate was way up. His chase rate was way down. His pitch recognition was fantastic. He slugged 707. All of a sudden, he wasn't getting himself out. He was making the pitchers come to him, and he was starting to hit breaking balls and off speed stuff. They were adjusting his swing to slow it down so he had time to adjust once he saw there was a breaking ball or a changeup. They handled this perfectly. And I don't know why. What is it? What is like Jim Bowden? Go sit down. Jim Bowden, go sit down. Somebody take the man's microphone away for a while. Just tell him to go sit down. Anyway. Why are people see, this just shows I was right? No, you weren't right.
No.
Because people like you would have brought the kid up at a time where he hit over 3 weeks 096 and was striking out all the time.
Well,
that would have been great for him to make his major league debut then.
Yeah. Justin Turner can take a seat too, but that's a whole other topic.
Go sit down.
Yeah.
Go sit down.
Baez is in the lineup. He's batting 5th today. He's in left field. He's hitting .750 on the year, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, with an OPS of 3.750.
Tom, I know you got to go, but listen, we heard it in your interview with him, but we know it already too, but we saw it yesterday. This is not only a guy with considerable power and talent. He is an excellent human being.
Yeah.
He is a guy you want to root for because he's such a good person.
It's going to be a fun day just to see what happens. Bernie, we appreciate it very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Cardinal Baseball at 2:15.
For men over 50, staying healthy shouldn't feel complicated. Neovitin Men's 50 Plus is a doctor-formulated daily multivitamin designed to support everyday wellness with just 2 tablets a day. You can subscribe at neovitin.com for convenient monthly delivery right to your door, or find Neovitin Men's 50 Plus at your local Deerbirds or Schnucks. All Neovitin vitamins are manufactured in a GMP-certified facility in the USA and are designed for real, everyday routines. Make nutrition easy with Neovitin Men's 50 Plus.
Shh, here it comes. Surprise! The people above your catering business